What is going on? Episode 229 of Wassup Flobo. You know the deals. It's the show we sit and talk about things that's going on in your boy's life. Me, of course. And of course, I gotta thank you so much for checking out the show and all the other episodes because there's over 200 of them right here in that youtube.com/Flobo Boys. I mean, you could just put a little comment there, a little like, a little comment, subscribe. A couple weeks ago, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing in my career. I can tell you I'm still shilling. So please like, comment, subscribe, share, tell a friend, be like, this guy is weird. And I appreciate that. I am usually here every Wednesday. I record this Tuesday mornings now, I guess, before I go live with the Mac Mania podcast, a Spotify original presented by The Ringer. If you guys haven't checked that one out, it's kind of wrestling talk, but instead of how Draped in Gold is about NXT and NXT UK, Mac Mania covers entire breadth and depth of wrestling. Check it out on the Ringer Wrestling Network. I think we're one of 3 shows currently alongside Cheap Heat with Peter Rosenberg and the Masked Man Show with David Shoemaker. And even though I am part of that team and I am a Spotify talent, I just want to say that I do have my own stuff as well. So the fact you're here, rock with me, I appreciate it. But about the Spotify thing, this week is SummerSlam, which is the WWE event, the second biggest night of the year, my favorite pay-per-view. And the reason being is that when I was a kid, SummerSlam was really the biggest pay-per-view that was around when school was still out. So I got to hang out with friends. I remember SummerSlam 99. I went up to my cousin's house. My cousin had the hot box back in the day. Hey, it was fun. I never did it back then. To watch the show and being able to be a part of a big event and seeing all the stakes play out on television and not have to worry about going to school because I live on the East Coast. These shows would end at 11 p.m. on a Sunday back then. This year's event is on a Saturday in Nashville, Tennessee. I've been to Tennessee one time before. If you guys have checked out my comedy special, American for Now, I discussed this in 2017. I went to Memphis along with my family to see Elvis Presley and Graceland. So this is the second time in Nashville. I hear it's the bachelorette party capital of the United States. I already tossed away my cowboy hat from Dallas. Don't worry about it. It was like a $10 cheap party hat. So I'm not like I'm just rolling in it like that. So I'm not going to bring it out there to Nashville, but it's another place with a bit of twang. I'm heading out there. And I think I mentioned this in a couple episodes before that I like traveling with a purpose. I'm not a kind of person who just has wanderlust, like, oh, I just want to go see the French Riviera. Why? Because life. I'm not that kind of person. But if I got a ticket to the French Riviera, if I got an opportunity to go to the French Riviera, I'm thinking, okay, how can I work on content? How can I get booked for a comedy show? How can I do a speaking engagement while I'm there to make it worthwhile? So I don't think I would probably have gone to Nashville on my own, but being able to go out to another city to do work for Spotify and for the Mac Mania show is always fun. Always great to chat wrestling and interact with talent, with the wrestling talent. And hopefully when those things get released, I'll post them on my social media channels. You get to see me interact with some of that stuff. Can't say exactly what I'm doing quite yet, legal reasons and all that, but it's going to be fun. 2022 travel is here to stay. Restrictions are all but erased, it seems. And I feel like I'm the only person on the planet still wearing a mask, but that's okay because the masks I got are super expensive. So you're damn sure I'm going to get my uses out of them. Here in Los Angeles, technically there is a mask mandate in some parts of the city, but nowhere to really adhere to that. And people are just treating COVID like a bad cold. Like, hey, what happened to you last week, man? I got the vid, but I'm fine now, bro. It's like, oh, okay. Props to you guys for that. So that's always in my mind when I'm traveling. That's always in my mind about being on a plane. And I know the filtration systems are essentially top notch, but you always wonder about karma or being next to someone who may be asymptomatic. But that's a small thing on top of my brain. The most important thing is being able to be in a different location as we get further and further away from lockdown life, which is now 2 or 3 summers, depending on how you look at it. It's always good to see what that would look like. we can't be in our houses forever, even though you want to be safe as possible. But for me, just being able to send the brand around. This is for Spotify this week, yeah. But like if I'm called out to do a comedy show in a town, or if I'm hosting an event in a town, I still want to refine that, what it looks like, what the recording equipment looks like, what the interacting with other people looks like, what the traveling safe looks like. That's always the deal. That's always on top of my mind. As far as my quarter life crisis, my fifth quarter life crisis this year, still trying to figure out what that is. I do think I'm due for a next chapter on that digital effort, the digital offerings, whether it's new shows or a new direction, a new pursuit. So I don't know what that is quite yet. So I appreciate your patience with me as we are in a hiatus for Commander's Log until the end of the summer. And Flobo on Netflix, we're doing basically one episode a month normal, and then the Patreon episode for the comedy specials. And that's right. If you want to see me break down comedy specials, patreon.com/FloboBoys. Gotta keep selling, man. Gotta keep plugging away. But I hope to have that issue resolved soon, because I do think that it's time for a new era. Still don't know what that is right yet. Maybe I'll get some ideas on my trip to Nashville. When it comes to cities I haven't visited, I would like to visit. Seattle still on that list. New Orleans is still on that list. I want to see Boston, but everyone who's gone has always been underwhelmed. No one is like, yo, you got to go back to Boston, yo. It's more like, there's some museums you like over there. Yeah, it's cool. So I want to check that out still. And I can't, and I think of all the major cities in Texas I've hit. I haven't done San Antonio nor Houston. But people have also told me of the two. San Antonio may be a lot more fun for me as well. So it's kind of cool to see this country, because the United States is, they say in England, absolutely massive. So being able to see cities I haven't seen before is always fun. And if it's just like a city you think I would enjoy, let me know in the comments below. So next time you see me, I'll probably be back from my trip. I'll tell you more about that and what's going on with that. By the way, if you haven't already, follow the show, the Macmania Podcast, wherever you get your podcast. That's available on Apple Podcast and Spotify specifically. I mean, come on, it's a Spotify show. Let me know if you love my sultry tones and my wrestling takes. And I'll see you next week. And you know what the deal is. Be nice to your friend and call your mother. She misses you on Wassup Flobo. Yeah.